I'm effectively launching a company as part of a bigger community. And it's absolutely amazing to be in a room of friends and families. And I know one or two people came in today. I've got no idea who you are, but we'll chat later, and we will catch up at some point in time. But before I start to kind of give you a sense of the history of Legacy 71 and explaining why you are here and why I've got you guys down here this evening. Now, for those of you who do know me, you know I have a very strong Pan-African heart. I remember one of the first books I read in my dad's library was the autobiography of Malcolm X, which gave me a really good sense of identity about who I am, what I'm about, and where I'm going. And I try to instill that in all that I do in terms of my work. But I got to a point in my life where I was fed up of being the only one who looked like me in the room. And I wanted to be able to change that narrative to, rather than me complaining and getting in fights on Twitter, which I've deleted and I'm not going back on, right? And JJ Bowler will hold me to make sure I don't come back on, right? I've quit for good now, right? I'm done. I'm not having them arguments anymore. So legacy is about how can we build this stuff that's going to last long after we've left. 71. For all the Christians in the room, 71 is the number of this Holy Spirit, 7 and 1, that completion, number 8. Jews, for people who are Jewish, did I say Jews like that? Sorry, people who are Jewish. 71 is the number, I've got no behavior. 71 is the number of wisdom. In numerology, for those of us out there a little bit, right? Numerology, 71 is the number of business continuity. It means that you are going to build something sustainable and you're going to grow it and it's going to build and it's going to build and it's going to build. And I did it and I wrote down the name and I shared it with my wife and she's like, yeah, because she hears 750,000 business ideas. She's like, okay, when are you going to do it? Make some money, okay, so we can go on holiday. And then this year, my wife and my daughters, we took my dad out for his birthday. And I realized it was the first time that I'd actually really, because my dad always is the one who's always spoiling the family. But we took him out to the Shard. And we took him out for dinner, and it was really nice. And it was his 71st birthday. So part of this is being able to create a community of founders, of builders, of friends, of marketeers, of people who want to get involved in the tech industry. Not everybody has to be a coder. Let's make that right. I think it's really good to lift up a generation, but not everybody has to be a coder. Some of us have to be founders. Some of us are going to be marketeers, finance, whatever it is. But being involved in that whole ecosystem. So the idea is that what we want to do is create, not them 9, 12-week programs that you just go in and you run through the program and they go demo pitch there at the end, and then they leave you and no one wants to talk to you afterwards, apart from the little PR. Now, we're going through, when you join as a member, you come through as a whole year and you become part of that community. Because for me, it takes a village. And that's the mentality behind it. And that community will allow us to be able to, primarily it's going to be virtual, because one of the things I realize as well is that often, for those of us who are in London, when we start things in London, we forget everybody outside. Everybody outside, we just bun them like, whatever, I ain't going up there, what forgot, whatever, okay? But part of the journey is to be able to take it outside of London. There are incredibly thriving communities outside, and I've made it virtual on purpose so that you don't have to leave your house. Not because you're lazy, but because we can be able to access that in your own time, because some of us are parents. But I believe that we will be able to raise that £1 million, okay? I know more than 1,000 people, and I've got about 500 of them who owe me something, all right, okay? So, no, I'm joking. But I believe we can do that and use it as a model. And I've been approached by people in beauty and in other industries and said, David, can I use that model? I'm like, yeah, of course. Take it. We've used it all the time. But this is a way that we can actually develop and build our actual organization. So we're going to do that in January. That will then give me the opportunity to be able to go and hire some amazing staff. I don't want my wife stressed out anymore, so I'm going to get an operations director. I'm going to get a head of technology and marketing so that we can really, really push this stuff out.